So hi there, I'm Steve, I'm the buyer for Trekit, and we're here in the shop today to have a look at the Exped range of mats. Yeah, we're going to talk through each one and hopefully give a bit more insight into exactly what each mat does, why it's here, why we sell each one, and what we think each one's going to be good for. Right then, so this is the Mat 10 LXW. The LXW stands for long extra wide, so you can see it's nice and tall and it's got a bit of extra width. The idea of these then is it makes a nice mat for one, nice and comfy. You can get a kit that joins two together, give yourself a nice wide double bed if you need it, but for one person it's a little bit of luxury. The key is that the self-inflating foam inside it is a memory foam, so it makes it super duper comfy. When it's self-inflating, you might need to find you need to pump it up a little bit at the end just to kind of finish it off. One of the little tricks that we like to do is we just deflate it ever so slightly once it's fully inflated, just while you're lying on it, just to get it to perfect kind of comfort for you. So this is the pack size for the Mat 10. It's not very small, you're not going to want to carry that when you're backpacking. However, in the back of a car, back of a van, that's going to work really, really well. So that's the single one. The next one we've got is this one. The green one here, this is the medium. This is new for us. We've not done this one before. The idea with this then is that it's a medium length mat, so it's about the same height as me. I'm just under 6 foot tall, but it's about a kind of a doubles person width. The key being here, what you've got is a mat that will fit between the wheel arches of a van. So if you've got a kind of a transporter or a transit van, something where you take it off on a weekend to go camping, the idea with this is it will fit between the wheel arches in the back and it will lay down flat if you haven't got yourself a bed already. So that kind of fills a little niche for us there. Here we have the Mat Duo 10 medium. This is a pack size here. The idea being it's a little bit smaller and squatter than the 10 LXW, but it's not quite as big as the Duo 10 LXW. So unlike the green mat we've just been looking at, this is the Duo LW. LW here stands for long wide, so it's not got any extra width or extra wide, it's just what it is. Key being here, you've got a massive amount of room. It's like a big double bed size, so there's plenty of room for two people. Idea being that it'll fit into camper vans, it'll fit into big tents, kind of big car camping type things. Super lots of luxury, super lots of comfort, works really, really well. They do pack down reasonably well. The key being inside these you've got layers of kind of foam. It's been cut away kind of throughout the width of the mats. It's the same on the smaller ones as well. The idea being that as you roll it up, it makes it smaller and folds away a bit easier. Here we have the pack size for the Mat 10 Duo. This is the long wide size. It's quite a big old unit compared to some of the others. Not the kind of thing you're going to want to carry anywhere. So next in the range, these are more of our backpacking kind of everyday kind of use mats. These are the kind of things that roll away small, and if you can get them in a rucksack, take them away for a couple of days, use them overnight, and they'll be really, really good at that. First one we're going to look at here, this is the Mat 7, and this is the medium size. The key here is you've got a little pump, you can just about make it out in this kind of section here. The idea being there's an integrated pump there, so you can pump it up all in one go without having to kind of self-inflate it or use funny inflation methods. It's all just inside here. Key with this one, it's a little bit heavier, a little bit burlier than some of the other mats we're going to look at. Still got lots of insulation in it, so it's super duper warm. Yeah, the key is that the outer fabric is much tougher, so if you're using extended trips or stuff where different people might be borrowing it, if it's youth groups or clubs, something like that, then that works really, really well for it. Here's the pack size for the Mat 7 medium. It's a bit bigger, weighs quite a lot more than some of the other guys, so it's not going to be the best when you're kind of carrying it for long periods of time. So then this one here, this is the Mat Ultralight. The idea being here, you've got a nice ultralight face fabric. It means that it's much smaller and easier to pack away. Lighter to carry, so if you're carrying it for longer days or you're trying to get your pack size down smaller, this will work much better. Nice big square shape means that you can roll around in it, you're not going to kind of fall off it if you're sitting on your side. And then the way you blow it up on this one, it's not going to self-inflate, you need a separate little bag, it's called a snozzle bag, we'll have a look at that in a minute. But the idea is then you've got a nice easy lightweight package you can take out in the hills. Here we go, this is the stuff size for the Mat Ultralight Medium, much smaller package. It's the kind of thing you quite happily put in a rucksack, take around with you. It's going to work really well when you're sleeping on this. This is the Mat Ultralight Winter. The idea here is it's slightly thicker than the two we've just looked at. This one's now 9 centimeters thick, the last two are 7. The idea here is you get a bit more warmth and still a lightweight package. The idea here being that you can take it into winter kind of conditions where you're going to be walking, doing anything in the hills. It's going to be a nice easy mat for that. This is the Mat Ultralight Winter Medium. The idea being here is it's a much bigger unit, still can carry it in a rucksack nicely, but it's not the kind of thing you want to take with you on a short easy weekend. Right then, this is the Exped Mat. This is the Hyperlite. The idea being here is they've trimmed a bit of the weight down. They've made it this tapered shape. The idea being then that you've got a little bit of a lighter package. It's going to pack down much smaller, be much lighter to carry. So it's going to be good for kind of anything where you're going to be a bit more weight conscious. Key is you still get the nice wide baffles on the side. It means you're not going to roll off. But yeah, you're going to have a little bit narrower for your feet. So it's really good if you're kind of laying in like kind of an expedition, like a mummy sleeping bag, where you're going to be laying on your back a bit more, not rolling around. This is kind of the one for you. This one I'm looking at here, this is the long wide, so it is a little bit longer and it is a little bit wider as well, so you get a bit more space on it. Here's the pack side for the Exped Mat Hyperlite. This one's the smallest of the range, easiest to carry. It's nice and simple, doesn't weigh much, doesn't take up much room, so you can carry it for long periods or where you're packing lighter. Just the same as the Ultralight mats, this is the Hyperlite Winter. We've got a winter version here. This one is a little bit thicker again, so it's that 9 centimeters instead of the 7. Means you've got a bit more insulation, so if you're using it in winter, trying to pack light again, this mat's going to be the one for you. The size we're looking at here, this is the medium, so you can see again next to me, I'm about 6 foot tall, just under. It's about level with me, so you're not going to be any good for if you're taller, but it still gives a good bit of insulation underneath you if you're kind of my kind of height, and that works really well. Key with these ones then, you don't have any of the kind of built-in pumps. You've got a little inflation on the back, and you use the nozzle pump again. That gets you pumped up. There's no kind of built-in pump or anything, no self-inflation with this. This is the pack size for the Exped Mat Hyperlite Winter. The idea being here is you get a much smaller package for a really lightweight mat. So all of the mats come in different sizes. We've got a kind of selection of different ones. Just as an example here, this is the Hyperlite in a long extra wide. So the idea is here is you've got a lot longer mat with more width. On my right hand side here, this one shows you've got it in the medium size. The medium's a little bit narrower, a little bit shorter. There are some wider ones available as well, just wider. There's a couple of different ones around. Have a look at our website and it will show all the details and specs on there. That's our range of Exped mats. There's something in the range there for everybody. Wherever you've got a trip planned to, what have you got in mind, there's probably a mat in the range that will kind of do something for you. If you want to have a look at that range, have a little look up here in our website. That will give you all the details, everything you need there. If you've got any comments, any questions, then please leave them in the box below and we'll take it from there. Thank you very much. Bye.